Greetings from here and beyond. Merlin I am. Dear friends, dear masters, dear Merlins, it is time to tell you my story. It is time to tell you about the Merlin energy, about the Merlin name, about me. Now, me, which I'm here, I'm the first Merlin. Indeed, there are also the others, the Merlin's group. But now it is about me. My story started long ago, in the time of Galilee. I was birthed together with my sister at the end of November in Sagittarius constellation, in the same year which the Joshua ben Joseph crucifixion, and also resurrection, for sure. Me and my sister were the children of Joshua ben Joseph and Marie Magdalena. We didn't have names. At that time, the people knows about us only like the children of Marie Magdalene. What you don't know, and it is a sacred thing. Joshua ben Joseph, after his resurrection, didn't leave the earth. Did because there were a lot of problems with the authorities, with the priests, with the Jewish priests, and also with the Roman authorities. We established, together with the apostles, to proclaim the ascension of Joshua ben Joseph after 40 days. 40 days after his resurrection. But this was only a measure to continue his work in silence and in peace. My father, Joshua ben Joseph, continued to stay on the planet more than 40 years, specifically exactly 44 years indeed. In this time, he continued to supervise the work of his apostles. Also, he expressed his role like a father for me and my sister. Indeed, his energy was totally different than before resurrection, but he maintained his human form and his role on earth. Let's breathe with that, dear friends. During his lifetime, like Joshua ben Joseph, he didn't pass through the experience to be a father, to have children, to see how the Christos seed can be developed from the beginning of life on earth. And he wanted this experience, for sure, with his children. My first memories like Merlin, but in that time I didn't have this name, We, like children of Joshua ben Joseph, at the age of 2, together with our mother, Mary Magdalene, we started a road. We started from Galilee, and under the supervision of Joshua ben Joseph, we started to go forth. The first place for us was the Dead Sea, the place where the Essene have their siege, their main villages. Joshua indeed sent the apostle in the world, but he wanted that with Mary Magdalene and with both of us to arrive in the main center of spirituality on that time. And these were the Dead Sea with the scenes, the Egypt, and Theba, the altar from Theba. We started our road together with our mom. We had in that time a cart, 2 mules, and a goat. Indeed, a goat was with us. Every night our mother milked the goat and gave us milk. The life in that time was very simple. Also, we had unleavened bread, azima in the term of Jewish, which we put on our cart during the day, and in the sun it dry, and we have azima and milk to eat every evening. Also, we took with us some smoked fish and dates and olives. We were happy. Indeed, we were happy. We slept during the night below the sky filled with stars, in fresh air, and our mother put some blankets on us. This is the first memory from my childhood. From time to time, our father appeared on this road and stayed a few days with us. From that moment, he never told to others that he is Joshua ben Joseph. No, he appeared only like the husband of Mary Magdalene, a husband. We had protection on that road, because in that times the roads are not so safety, not so well. A lot of angels and also Joshua ben Joseph take care of us. Me, I was just a boy which really enjoy the life every day, every moment. I liked a lot our meals and the good, of course. And I felt myself blessed, really blessed. After a lot of time, we arrived at the Dead Sea, at the Essenes. We spent there around 3 years. The Essenes knows very well the story of Joshua, and also note our mother, and they received us very warmful. Since me and my sister had the first experience in playing with other children. Yes, we were a lot of children there, and we enjoy the childhood like never before. Also, we experienced that floating in the Dead Sea, and here our mother, Mary Magdalene, which is a mistress, started to teach, to tell to the saints the real story of Joshua and what were his teachings. Mary Magdalene was a mistress, and she started to teach the Christos mastery schools. This was the name of the first Christian schools, Christos mastery schools. Amazing was my mother. It was a real joy to see her and our father from time to time teached together. Since we create a circle for children, schools for children, to maintain them open. In my lifetime, in my childhood, without name, a person without name, also like my sister, we had that blessing to maintain open the realm of the fairies, of the unicorns, of the gnomes and elves. That realm was never closed for us. And for this reason, we were special between the Essene children. We played with them, but we also played a lot with these magical beings. Essenes realized after a while that Joshua is Joshua ben Joseph, not only the husband of Mary Magdalene, but they keep this also in secret. Imagine Joshua ben Joseph, because he taught people, mature people, and also offered to the entire consciousness the lesson of die and resurrection and freedom from all it is flesh and blood. This Christus essence was too precious for Joshua to leave the planet. So he continued with us. I had his parent love, so beautiful love. He came to me sometimes, just look into my eyes, just touching me gentle, and telling me a lot of stories about the human futures. when he came from his traveling, spoke to the scenes. What happened in the world? What is happened with his apostles? What happened with the consciousness? He also encouraged us to receive the sin lessons, the sin teachings, and to have the best education. Those 3 years were very happy for me and my sister. But after a while, somehow the Romans found the track of our mother, and we must leave their sins, because our presence there put in danger their community, and somehow our role and our time there was finished. They remained with the beginning of the Christos Mastery School. Our mother, together with our father, formed between them some disciples, some teachers, which had the role to continue with these teachings. And also they formed their schools for children in order to maintain open the magic universe, the fairies universe, the unseen universe, and timeless universe. Indeed, for your time, when the life is so complex, in so many details concerning the childhood and the children's, in my time there was a lot of freedom, a lot of fun, a lot of joy, and a lot of magic. After 3 years, we go forth. We go to Egypt in order to meet the wise people from there, the wise priests of Egypt. Our father, Joshua ben Joseph, worked with them long ago, before he started his teachings in Galilee. And they waited for us a lot of time. Joshua, Mary Magdalene, and 2 of us wanted also to bring there, in one of the main spiritual points, the Christos Mastery Schools. Indeed, he sent the apostles into the world in the main social points, but for these very special points, the spiritual points of the world, the real basement of spirituality, he wanted to bring by himself, together with the Mistress Mary Magdalene, the Christos Mastery Schools. And indeed, we arrived in Egypt. We had in Egypt also around 3 years, beautiful years. Our role, because we were open to the magic universe, was to be with the children of the Egypt. Our mother and our father opened the Christos Mastery Schools for the adults one, and also created that circles for children. Beautiful times also were for us in Egypt, but but in the same time was necessary to hide. Indeed, the wisest priests of Egypt were with us, but they maintain secret our presence. In the period of Egypt, our father Joshua ben Joseph started to work with the wise humans of the Tibet area. In that time, he alone, a lot of time during the year spent in Tibet, and preach and teach his Christos mastery schools. Do that teachings now, in your time also, on earth. There are populations of masters which already have hundreds of years like age, and indeed they are able to go beyond the physics, the ordinary physics. They can't move through time and space like real masters, and they maintain the energy of the planet. This was also one of the purpose of Joshua ben Joseph. Indeed, he sent the apostle into the world, but he continued also by himself, sometimes alone, sometimes with the mysterious Mary Magdalene, to create the Christos mastery schools. And this was not an easy work, and was not a short time work. For this reason, that 40 years which Joshua ben Joseph continued to stay on earth were full years of teaching, full years of opening gates to so many people, to so many souls, in so many areas of the planet. What churches bring to you, and the history, how you know, was never true. Not because the priests want to hide something, no, because they limit so much. Imagine yourself, after how a so great master, a so great teacher, to hide, to go from the planet, after so many realizations, when the things were just at the beginning. It is even illogic. No. He did. Me, a boy without name still, with my sister, a girl without name still. We were children. We suffer somehow because we live the sins children, our friends. But this gave to us also a little bit of maturity. We started again to have friends with the children of the Egyptians priests. And somehow, after 3 years, when was necessary to go again forth, another sadness occurred in our hearts. Still a boy without a name and a girl without a name. Children of two grand beings, two grand masters. Indeed, in that time in Egypt also we learned about the old Egyptians' teachings. Our education grew with us, together with us. After the teachings of the saints, in our education we had the teachings of the Egyptians. Meanwhile, our parents taught some special from that Egypt caste and made them teachers for their schools, Christos Mastery Schools. Opened also this for the children's. I was at the age of 8 together with my sister when we left the Egypt. We took a ship together with our mother, Marie Magdalene, and crossed the Mediterranean Sea to Theba, to the altar of Theba. Sometimes also our father came on that ship, but he came and he go when he want. His energy was so expanded on the planet, and his concern and his love for the Christos seed was so strong. Indeed, a little part was also for us like father, like parent, but not so much. He grew up under the sweet love of Marie Magdalene, and from time to time from his strength, from Joshua ben Joseph. We crossed the sea, indeed. We arrived in Theba. For many years, that wise priests, that wise and spiritual beings waited for us. For two of us, and also for Joshua. Anytime when Joshua came in a place, he spoke about his story, about the events of Galilee, and keep also all of this for the outside world in secret. Only for few where he told his story. And after that, that few create a signal, and the proper beings came to these new schools, the Christos Mastery Schools. In that time, at the age of 9 years, me and my sisters, we remained open to the fairies, to the unicorns, to all of this. We never had this universe closed. Indeed, can be a lot of details, but the main thing is this road. There in Theba, my mother, Marie Magdalene, and my father, Joshua and Ben Joseph, started again to teach together. From time to time, we heard news, what's happened with Peter, with Paul, with John, what's happened in Rome, what's happened in Galilee, what's happened in Athens, or in the Egypt which we left behind. We indeed became very educated beings, little masters, but also very educated beings in the mysteries of the spirit of so many cultures. Still, I haven't a name. Also, my sister. They call us just the children of Marie Magdalene. And indeed, at the age of 11, we took another ship, and we go to the south of France, near the Delta of Rhine. We arrived on the shore of France. This time was not the purpose to meet the main spiritual points of the planet. This trip was for the purpose to go by our own. The schools of Christos Mastery, and also us, like the first children's, from a royal line in a way. The idea of royalty, how strange looks. The idea of royalty started from this presence. They remain, and somehow the information goes, because Joshua ben Joseph was considered long ago the king of the Jews. Indeed, false, but this rank of king was not, and in that times, in Europe. And somehow this world arrived in that land. During our trip with this ship on the Mediterranean Sea, once again, I had a dream, and this dream occurred many nights, mostly when was full moon. In this dream, I created an ark, a ship which was able to flow in the air, and which was set in motion by the light of my soul passion. On this ark, I imagine all my friends from my childhood, all my friends from the scene, all my friends from the Egypt, all my friends from Theba. I imagined this ark able to navigate free through dimensions, able to navigate free of time, free of limitations, from a universe to another, to a dimension to another, with the propulsion of the light which emanates from the soul passion. This dream was long ago, very long ago, and I share with you this dream. An ark which float on air, which set in motion by light, appear to be similar with your internet today. But the word ark, and then was only the ark of the boy without name. The origin was in my dream, in that night, on the sea, on the ship, when the sea make that gentle movement of the ship. And somehow I felt this dream is able to go through dimensions, through times. Now, dear friends, is the time of the ark. It is the freedom of the ark. The ark is a dream from my childhood, and you can say from the first Merlin childhood. We arrived on the shore of the France, indeed. At that time, the name of the France was the Gaul. They speak a strange language that for us took a lot of time to learn their language. We arrived there, and our first host was a family of Essenes. Joshua sent them to be there to prepare the place for us. They had a small house in a small village near the sea, and they waited for us around 7 years. Here we shall take a pause, and we shall continue with another session. This story of mine, still a boy without a name. Thank you, and thank you.